What's up? It's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, you know the drill. The hair is damp, not dirty. Sorry, something loud just happened at the neighbor's place next door. So, I am gonna start working on holiday stuff. I have been excited for this video, but also a little stressed about it because I had the idea to make these holiday decor items pretty much right after Christmas last year. So I've been waiting to do this for a year, but I've just had a lot going on, and I prototyped some stuff for a video that is hopefully gonna come out this month as well. But when I prototype things, like, you have to make it twice essentially, because you have to make it to figure it out and then again for the tutorial video. So what I'm gonna do with this is film it a little bit more studio vlog style, make sure I take really good notes on how I did everything. I'll show you the final products, and then I'm gonna write the pattern down in the description. So hopefully that's okay with you. I'm doing it anyway. So if you have any questions about the patterns, I'm still fairly new at pattern writing, so please let me know so I can clarify things. So I'm gonna get started. I am waiting for some yarn to come in the mail and waiting for some to get back in stock at Joann, but I did get a couple colors, and I'm gonna start by making a little cup of hot chocolate keychain. This is the little hot chocolate mug keychain, all finished. I cannot wait to put this on my little backpack. Yeah, I'm super proud of this. I will definitely, I'm not doing any markets anymore this year, but next November I will definitely be making some of these. It turned out so cute. I'm so happy. I hope the other ones turned out this well. Alright, so I'm working on the little present. I know it's kind of hard to see the eyes. I wanted to put a face on it. I'm new to safety eyes, and so I have like a pre-packaged set, and I wasn't sure how like hot glue would work to do felt eyes on this, so I guess I could have used like super glue or something, but I don't know, I like them. They're easier to see in person, but and I'm just gonna embroider on the mouth. So I'm working on stuffing it. And I wanted to just kind of there you can see a little better. I wanted to share a couple of tips I have. I will write this part down in the pattern, but right now it's just a box with eyes. I don't have the red yet to do the bow that's gonna go around it. But if you want to make something look square, and this is gonna be important again when I do the gingerbread house, when you're slip stitching these together, you want to slip stitch on the outside. Like normally if I was going to make something like this, I'd slip stitch all the sides together and then flip it inside out, but leaving that on the outside kind of helps it look more square. Obviously it's going to be a little rounded just because of the stuffing, but I'm working on that. I'm going to close it up. Stop making noise before I talk. I'm going to close it up a little bit in the back and then kind of like finish stuffing it on top. Right now I'm just working on shoving bits of stuffing into the corners. If you wanted to like really make sure the corners were sharp or the edges, you could probably like put pieces of cardboard in there. But I personally I don't need it to be that sharp. I'll like mush it around once I get it all filled in. Okay, so a couple other things I want to show you. I don't watch a ton of amigurumi makers that use this kind of yarn all the time, but this was a trick I learned where very carefully, if you just like burn the edges of the yarn once you cut it, that was even too far a little, but it keeps the fuzzies from coming off the end. So I have just sort of gotten into a routine of every time I snip off the end of the yarn of doing that, and it helps a lot. Then the other thing I was going to show you, I think this guy's going to be so cute. If you're an expert using a darning needle to weave in your ends, you probably already know this. This is something I'm fairly new to, but something I've figured out is if some of your ends are kind of short, you can kind of weave your needle through wherever you're going to pull it through first. Then stick the short piece of yarn through here. It's a little tight because of the burnt part. You gotta be careful not to burn it too much because then it becomes thick. But then you can pull it through. So that's just a little tip. So now I've just got to weave in the ends on this guy and then wait for the red yarn to come so I can do the bow. Okay, so I'll put in the clip that I took of tying the bow. I think there's a few different ways you could do this. I wanted to try and do it like a traditional present with like a little bit of a fancier bow. If you didn't want to have the fold on the bottom, you could just do this in 2 pieces. You could even do the bow separately. It's not like super wobbly though, so I think it's okay. You could also do a thinner bow if you don't like the ribbon going straight in between the eyes like a funny looking nose. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna do the mouth on top or underneath, but I do still need to weave in these 2 ends. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that step by step, A, because I wasn't super sure how I was going to do it, and B, because I wasn't sure how to write down directions to do this bow. So basically, I just tied a regular bow, and then I took each of the ends and used my crochet hook to pull them through the opposite sides and create 2 more loops. So I will figure out the mouth and finish off these ends, and then I'll show you the finished product. Alright, so a little bit of an update. I've started the first side of the little like mini gingerbread house pillow. I figured I would do the first side first and get the sides down before I start filming actually what this looks like. I thought I had the perfect solution for the present. I had a little bit of this pink sparkly velvet yarn left over, and so I was like, oh, instead of a mouth I could just do like the little like blushies or whatever they call them on the cheeks, but I think it just looks kind of weird. I mean, obviously the strings are hanging down and that doesn't help, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe I could make them more round like they are sometimes, but I really thought this was gonna like solve the problem, and I don't like it. So I mean, it won't be that hard to try out a mouth, so I guess I will just do that, and hopefully that looks okay, because I don't want to leave it with nothing. Like just the eyes is kind of weird. Okay, we'll revisit this in a minute. Okay, so I'm getting ready to decorate the front of the gingerbread house. I figured this would be easier than doing it after I attach it. So I've got some white sparkly felt. I don't know how well that's gonna show up, but I did also buy some regular felt. I think I want to make another one of these for my parents for Christmas, so I might try it with the regular felt, just because like when you buy sparkly felt or like felt that has a pattern on it, it's much stiffer. So I don't know, it's just a decoration, so it might be fine. It's not like this is a plushie I'm giving to a kid or like a big pillow or something, but I've cut out, all I did to like make these little stencils is I took a piece of paper, traced the house on it, and then drew how I wanted everything to be, and then I cut those out and used them as stencils on the felt. I am going to embellish this, do like the inside of the windows, and I think do like wrap or sew yarn like around the door to make it look like candy cane. So I'm gonna embellish this with my red and green yarn, and I might do like a snowflake up here or something, I'll see. But yeah, for the moment I'm gonna glue these on and just kind of finish decorating it up. Alright, so this is pretty much done. I'm waiting for the hot glue gun to heat back up. I decided last minute to do a little wreath instead, and I need to glue the bow on and re-glue part of this. I did realize I got a little close to the edge on here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to slip stitch this shut, so I would recommend either not putting your snow all the way to the edges, or maybe doing all the other decorations and then adding that last. What I am gonna do is I was planning to stitch most of this on to the back, stuff it, and then stitch it shut. So I think what I will do is stitch around here, stuff it, and then maybe just sew this part closed, because this one I'm gonna keep, and then I'll know for next time to like scooch this down a little bit when I make another one to give to my parents for Christmas. So this is still warming up. I love this. I think this turned out so cute. So I like all the little accents. I wasn't sure, I didn't want to add too much to it because it's so small, but you could easily do like a little snowman or like just a Christmas tree inside the window. Like there's so many options, so I think this is really fun. It's finished. I think it turned out so cute. It's a little, maybe arguably a little understuffed, but I didn't want it to like balloon out too much. I think this is perfect for like sitting on a shelf or something, so it doesn't take up a ton of room. If you wanted to make this bigger, like if I made a bigger version of this, I would maybe like, instead of doing the felt, crochet these like appliques and then put them on. I decided to do a little wreath with the bow instead to like bring in the green, and then the little doorknob is green too. A chimney also could be a cute addition. So we've got our little house. Happy little present. Can I hold them all at once? And then the little keychain. Like I said, if you would like to make these, I'm gonna put the patterns for them in the description. Please feel free to comment if you have any questions. I'd be happy to expand on that a little bit. I am so glad to get this crossed off my list. I have quite a few things I'm trying to make, not even before the end of the year, before the middle of December. So happy to get these off my list. I really hope you enjoyed them. If you make these or make alternate versions of them, feel free to tag me on Instagram. I would love to see it. If you like this video and you want to see more from me, feel free to subscribe. I post videos 2 to 3 times a month. Thanks so much for watching this one. See you next time.